Hey, this is Matt. Oh shit. Fuck, I got more scared of that than this entire damn movie. Welcome back to another 80s horror film review of He Knows You're Alone. And this is one of those movies that I had heard about. I knew that Tom Hanks had a very small part in it. And there's a couple other recognizable people, like Paul Gleason, the principal in The Breakfast Club. He also had a big part in Die Hard. He has a small part in this. In one scene, you see Steve James from American Ninja 1, 2, and 3 and Avenging Force. Steve James has one scene in the movie, so that was a surprise. Like, oh shit, that's Steve James. I wish you were the star of this film. This is a movie that it starts off strong, and I thought, okay, maybe I'm in good hands. And like the first 10 minutes was pretty strong, but then it kind of went down there, and then you have such a dumb fucking ending that really ruined the whole thing. And one of the biggest sins of the movie, it is an absolute clone of Halloween. I mean, people say Friday the 13th is a clone. I know Victor Miller said he ripped off Halloween. But really, when you watch Friday the 13th, this is more of a Halloween clone than Friday the 13th. To the point, you even have a killer in the lawn, backyard, staring at the girl. She looks away, she looks back, the killer's gone. The music at times is trying to sound like Halloween. A good chunk of the film is the killer stalking the lead girl, watching her. There's a scene where a couple gets killed and the woman's in bed. I was waiting for the killer to come in with a fucking sheet over him. Instead of a Dr. Loomis, you had a cop who has a little bit of history with the killer. So yeah, it's one of the biggest problems. It does have a real clone Halloween feel to it. But like I said, the opening had promise, because you see this guy and girl making out. And the guy is actually Russell Todd. He was the guy in Friday the 13th Part 2 that got in the rope trap and got his throat slit when he was upside down. I believe he was in Chopping Mall as well. I could be wrong on that. But they're making out, and the girl, the guy leaves. Girl's like wondering where he's at, and finds the guy hanging upside down, and this noise she's been hearing has been his hand hitting the window. And then you find out that it's people watching a movie in a theater. So the first couple minutes we've seen is a movie within a movie. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't see that coming. And then what follows is very reminiscent of Scream 2, where a person goes into the bathroom, doesn't get killed in the bathroom like Mekhi Phifer did in Scream 2, but she gets sort of frightened in the bathroom because someone's fucking with her in the bathroom. Not fucking her literally, but fucking with her. Then she gets back into the theater seat, and then she gets stabbed in the theater seat, kind of like Jada Pinkett did in Scream 2. I'm like, did Kevin Williamson rip off this movie for the beginning of Scream 2? Fucking seems like it. But that's why I'm like, okay, interesting way to start it off. But then after that, you have the credits where this light, a police light, which I'm sorry, it made me think of Naked Gun. I know that's not fair to the film. This came out before Naked Gun, but you know how Naked films open up with the police light and the camera's right behind it? Any minute now I was ready to hear the music. Hell, Frank Drebin, Leslie Nielsen in this movie would have helped it. But I mean, I know that's not fair to the movie, but when I saw that opening credit, when I saw that credits, it made me think, oh, it's Naked Gun music any second now. The cop in the film, he was getting married to this girl, and then the ex-boyfriend of the girl got mad and killed her on the wedding day. So, and that ex is the killer who kills bride-to-bees. And, of course, the cop wants him bad. Been chasing him for years because killed his fiancée on the wedding day. His fiance's ex-asshole boyfriend. Which, when I get to the very end, that's where the really stupid thing happens. So, I mean, a chunk of the film, the acting's not bad. I think the lead girl does fine. The cop, acting-wise, does fine. It was cool to see recognized by people like Paul Gleason, who's one of the cops. Steve James, the one scene he's in, he's being interviewed because of that movie theater death at the beginning, so they're interviewing witnesses, and again, Steve James is there in one scene. Holy shit, that's Steve James. That shows how much invested I was in the film, that's what got me excited. Man, I love Steve James. He's better than this movie. But I mean, the other actors, like the lead girl, and then her ex-boyfriend, Marvin, played by, I think, Don Scardini. He did a good job. And she's getting ready to marry this other guy. Was it Phil? Or I forget what the other guy's name. But the ex-boyfriend's trying to get back with her. And of course, she's like, no, I'm getting married. But he doesn't push it too much. And this film gave me a good sense of deja vu. Because a lot of times it did feel like it was really trying to be Halloween. With the sort of the build-up and stalking the girl, and certain ways scenes were shot. And also I thought it was kind of weird that this guy's MO is killing only bride-to-bees. But he kills other people that are not brides as well. Like when the lead girl is trying on a dress for a wedding, she leaves. The killer stabs and strangles this guy who is helping her try on the dress. And I'm sorry, the killer is not scary. I know he's got bug eyes. A lot of times the movie's like... But that's not scary to me. He has no mask on, just a regular fucking guy. And I'm sorry, he's not scary to me at all. He doesn't even have a scary look to his face, and the bug eyes, I'm sorry, they don't freak me out. All it does is make me want to go this. Three Stooges style. And there's no mystery to it as well, because by the 10-minute mark, you know the backstory. And one of the first scenes, you see most of the killer's face, so again, there's really no mystery to it. There's one couple that has sex, the lights go out, guy comes back, finds the girl dead, and the guy gets stabbed. And it's not a gory film. The goriest is this decapitation that really you only know because the head's in a fish tank, and the head is an awful effect. Very bad effect in the fish tank. Very bad makeup. So again, gore-wise, no. Kills, no. Tom Hanks, he's in the film for less than 5 minutes. And to the point of, why was he even in the film? I mean, if... This is before Tom Hanks was really famous, I think. So it's not like, oh, we just put him in there because it's Tom Hanks. It's just, he plays a psychology student, meets one of the girls while she's out jogging, then joins them at a carnival, and he's pretty much just talking about psychology stuff, and oh, people paid and go see horror films to be scared. Again, I don't know why he's even in the movie. He served no purpose, no point. He doesn't get killed, so it's not like another notch on the body count. So it just made me know, why is he even in the film? I don't know why. It was interesting. It was interesting to see as a curiosity piece, but you could probably find the scene on YouTube, and again, it's less than 5 minutes, and there's nothing to it other than, oh, Tom Hanks was in a slasher film. Curiosity Pete, not worth it. Even the chase, the chase at the end is almost very reminiscent of Halloween. It's in a suburbia town, and the killer chases the girl over in a suburban house, and that's when the music is really trying to copy Halloween. The only difference is she drives off, the killer's on top of the car, she gets him off, goes to the morgue where her ex-boyfriend works, because her fiance is out of town at a bachelor party. The cop of the film gets there long enough to shoot the killer in the arm, which he must be a shitty aim. I'm like, this guy killed your fiance, you've been looking at him for 3 years, why didn't you film? At least Donald Pleasance shot him 6 times. I shot him 6 times, and he got up. You don't know what death is. I mean, at least Donald Pleasance was smart with that. When he got a gun and had a chance to shoot, he didn't just shoot once, Jack. He shot 6 fucking times. Or, what was it? Was it Halloween 2 that technically he shot like 7 times? A little goof up. I think the beginning of Halloween 2, that's the goof up. It's like you hear like 7 shots. I could be wrong, but I thought that was the case. But at least he shot more than once. And the cop checks on the girl, tells her to leave, but cop gets stabbed and killed. The ex-boyfriend disappears. Like, I guess he's looking for the killer, but I guess he stopped to take a long piss. And the ending is lame as fuck. I mean, first off, they don't kill the killer. They just trap the killer in the storage room. Or more like she traps the killer in the storage room. And he tries to grab her and she stabs him in the arm. That's it. So the killer doesn't get shot, doesn't get killed in any way. The cops come, so I guess they just arrest the guy. So nothing satisfying about that. I mean, why do you want a slasher film where all they do is capture the guy in a storage room and the cops arrest him off screen? And then the big what the fuck ending. She is now getting married to Marvin, her ex-boyfriend, who's now her current boyfriend and fiance. I guess she dumped the other guy, Phil or whatever, off screen. And then as she's getting ready for a wedding, she turns around, oh, what are you doing here? Cuts to her face. You hear a scream, like the flashback we saw in the first act of the film where the cop's fiance died from her ex-boyfriend. So I guess our lead character died from her ex-fiance. The one who was at the bachelor party for most of the film. And it's like, the sad thing about this film, the direction I would not say is bad. At least they tried to build the main 2 characters up, the lead lady and the ex-boyfriend, Marvin, the Don Scardino. At least they tried to build those characters up, and the acting's not bad. At least there's the curiosity of seeing Tom Hanks in it, even if it's just a little bit. At least the first 5 or so minutes, 5-10 minutes is clever and kind of interesting. Like the movie within the movie, and then the scene that was ripped off for Scream 2. But the rest of the movie just drops down in quality, where lame kills, tedious pacing, really trying so much to copy Halloween that I really just go watch Halloween then if I want to watch that. I know a lot of these movies are called Halloween clones. This really is a Halloween clone when you look at a lot of these scenes. All the guy needs is a mask. And the only difference is the killing bride-to-bees, although he kills a bunch of people who are not bride-to-bees. Like the woman that he kills and puts her head in the aquarium. She wasn't a bride-to-be. And if he doesn't have the same MO, then when he killed other people, how the hell, you know what I mean? Like, that's his MO. But hey, he's crazy, so what do I know? And then such a lame ending, not killing the killer, and then a stupid, dumb ending with, oh yeah, the fiance for most of the film who disappeared and was having a bachelor party. Off screen, he got dumped. Off screen, she said that she's gonna marry her ex-boyfriend, who's now her fiance. And yeah, that Phil, whatever the fuck his name is gonna kill the lead lady, or does kill her. But fuck you. You're a piece of shit. So, clever opening, decent two main characters, decent acting, but being so close to Halloween doesn't really give it much of its own identity, in my opinion. The kills were boring. The killer was incredibly dull and not scary, not memorable in the slightest, and the ending is lame as fuck. And even the music at times is trying very hard to not be Halloween's in order to get sued. Granted, not as much as that, what was that one? I forgot. The guy who sang the Ghostbusters theme music, he was in a movie. And there was a song at the end of that movie that clearly was a rip-off Halloween. And granted, it's not that bad of a rip-off, but it's fairly close of a rip-off to the music of Halloween, as is the movie. So, not a fan of this. I know this movie has its fans. I'm not one of them. But hey, at least I saw it once. I'll never watch it again. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you in the next video for another 80s horror film review. Later.